Hello everybody, Rudolph Almond here today, and I am playing in the BatChat 25T, the Tier 10 French, well, more or less light tank. The better 13105. The 13105 that has more of a punch to it. And this tank has been in the game much longer than the 13105, but is still kicking at the top of the tree. I'm playing here on the map Abbey and attempting to push the middle of the map. Doesn't look like it'll be very contested at the moment. So I decide I'm going to kick it into high gear and take this spot for myself. And it tends to pay off. This replay is no different. Do take a little bit of a hit from that LTTB. What I want to emphasize right here and right now is that this SWAT replay system really kind of sucks. I'm sorry, Wargaming, and I'm sorry the boys at the headquarters if anyone's watching this, but it's very lackluster. I mean, sure, it gets the job done, and who can complain at that, but it gets it done on a minimum scale, and no, my aim isn't really that bad. That's just the replay system. And a couple of complaints I have about this replay system is that you can't see what I'm actually aiming at. That's not where my reticle is. My reticle is right over the CDC, so you can't see that red outline through a bush. And you don't see the indicator when I'm shooting at them, where the reticle turns orange, yellow, or red accordingly to how well it's going to penetrate. And I just feel like when you zoom in, the reticle is not accurate of where I'm actually pointing the gun. And more often than not, since it doesn't automatically show live performance, I find myself zooming in and out when I believe I'm going to fire or when I fired that match. So it's a more on-hands replay system than it is an offhand. What I'm figured I'm going to do that's been working for me a lot in the past, and I don't know why I ever stopped, is just leaving my computer plugged in the whole time I'm playing WAT. If I get something, I get something. Seems easy, right? So why'd I ever stop is the big question. Because I had a little faith in this replay system when it first kicked off, and I gave it a couple tests of playback quality. But I quickly realized over my more recent postings that, you know, this replay system does kind of suck. And I'm sorry for some of these not so interesting replays. But I also have a complaint about this system is that in the battle, you are shown in your top right hand corner your medals and how much damage you accumulated. In this it only shows your medals. Sometimes it fluctuates in this replay system, and it does not show how much damage you've accumulated. So that's another thing I'd like to point out. So anyways, I'm going to get recording live more for you guys so you can see what I'm actually doing when I'm actually doing it. But until then, BatChat 25T, we're going to light up this Death Star on the other side of the map on kind of that western side ridge where I can easily shoot him from this center piece, this center kind of town. Super Conqueror and E3, not a high chance of penetrating it from the front. We're going to take a shot at Scapola. It does hit, but it hits the space part. Now he's going to dive down the cliff. We're going to put a round into him. And that's what I kind of mean when the reticle system isn't always up to date. It jumps around, and as you may have seen in some of my UDES replays, it doesn't always look where I'm actually firing when I was shooting it at that match. So unfortunately, so far, I don't feel like I've done much help in this battle, especially as one of the top tier medium tanks. So I'm going to down my clip, reload, and it looks like the west is not a direction. West and east are directions. The west and east sides of this map have unfortunately fallen. That leaves some of the tanks at the base, myself in the middle, and some tanks between to try to win this match. And it looks like we've lost one of our artillery supports. So I'm going to go over to this part. I don't think anyone is trying to contest my position, which is great. I can take my time and plan out who I'm going to shoot and from where. We're going to light up this Borsig. Are we going to get another round? Yes, we are. We're going to get spotted, but he does get finished off by that BatChat 12T. We have another tank destroyer over there. He's not looking at me. And with the size of the FE4005's turret, I'm confident I can hit him. Looks like he's falling back a little bit. I'm going to fall back too. Looks like someone was trying to shoot at me. This STI, will I be able to hit him? And, oh man, this up and down stuff I really can't deal with. My aim is pretty bad, guys, but it's not that bad. Looks like that STI has taken cover, and the rest of their tanks that were on the west side are now pushing beneath me, so I cannot shoot them. So I'm gonna move over here and see if I can shoot this Super Conqueror, who doesn't seem too confident on moving up. We instead spot the Death Star, and it looks like the T-110E3 has made his way to the middle, puts a big round into us, and knocks off more than half of our health with one shot. So we're not going to stick around there any longer than we need to. Unfortunately, it looks like, as far as our team goes, it's been whittled down to myself, a heavy tank, and an artillery, and at the moment, on our mini-map, it does not show where they are. I believe, however, they were last spotted very close to our base, as the heavy tank, I believe, is defending the artillery. Now, we do spot the E3, he does not spot us, which is a plus, but if we turn around here, looks like we've got a little artillery friend. It appears artillery has noticed us, but we don't care. We're going to charge in, evade his fire. Looks like it works out, and we get to finish him off. Now, watching this replay again, and watching myself play, I've realized another flaw in this replay system. There's no indicator to show how many shells I actually have in my container. Now, when I'm playing the BatChat, I find myself reloading often, and that's not after I've fully depleted my magazine to reload. That's when I have about 1 or 2 shells remaining and I feel I can pop a reload in before I have to re-engage targets. But in this replay system, it doesn't show you how many shells I have in my container, which is another con I'm going to be nitpicky about. But it does appear we are reloading, and it also appears that our chieftain has moved out of base and is proceeding to help us with this 3 versus 7. So we're going to stick close to him when we have the lower numbers of the team and see what we can do together as teammates instead of alone. So I'm still reloading, and he has more health anyway. I'm going to let him go ahead. He easily takes out that 432 and continues to press on. However, that E3 was last spotted relatively close to this location, and since we have both been spotted by that 432, we'll definitely be closing in. But who knows where. So he's going to push around that corridor while I'm going to try to sneak my way up here to spot anything early and catch anyone who's not looking in my direction. So we're going to roll up this hill. Doesn't look like anyone's too close. There's a tank destroyer. The FV is reasonably close, but I cannot shoot him around this mountain, accompanied by that T-110E3. So I'm going to push back over here. Chieftain is moving towards their base, and it looks like he gets wiped away and by 1 shell from that Death Star. All of his health, remaining health, taken away with the snap of a finger. But we've caught this T-110E3's side. We're gonna put 2 rounds into it, and who knows if I'm reloading. I don't know if I'm reloading. Hopefully we're gonna ping him a little bit for that artillery, but I do not see him on the minimap. I don't know if he's in trouble. Oh, well, it appears he was in trouble. So when we push back over here, we're going to see a Super Conqueror and an STI. However, since there's no red indicator, I'll never know if I had a shot or not on that. But I guess we'll see how we do later in this video. So instead of going to engage the STI and the Super Conqueror, I decided to try my luck repositioning back around here, where hopefully I can catch some tank destroyers who were looking the wrong direction, or even more luckily, an artillery looking the wrong direction. Because if anyone knows how it feels to play a fast tank, we love to go and poach artillery. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. When we pull around this corner, hopefully we don't get spotted. It looks like we're clear, but one of those heavies has set foot in our cap circle. But we don't have time to think about that as we get spotted. The T-92 is over there. I get a little greedy. We managed to hit him, but I was looking at the wrong place at the wrong time and get sentenced to the garage by the T-110E3. Very good play by him. He predicted my movements very well and guarded the artillery, knowing that I was a BatChat, and, you know, I would have probably ended up going for the artillery anyway. So although it turned out to be a defeat, we still managed to pick up a high caliber medal and 6,600 damage. That's interesting to think that I got a 3rd class mastery badge for that pretty good game. considering that the next best person on my team damage-wise only did about 2,000 damage, which is still pretty good, but when you've done 3 times that amount of damage, yep, that's a pretty good game for you, and a pretty good game for me. So, unfortunately, it was a defeat, but hey, you can't win them all. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching, and take it easy.